Welcome to 1000 Why Questions. Here we dig into everyday mysteries you've always wondered about. Why do we feel so incredibly tired right after lunch, even when we slept well the night before? Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating science behind the dreaded afternoon slump, and exploring why millions of people across the world struggle to stay awake during this exact time of day. One of the biggest reasons lies in digestion. The moment we eat, our body diverts blood flow and energy toward the stomach and intestines to help process food. With less energy circulating for the brain, we often experience mental fog, slower thinking, and that irresistible urge to close our eyes. The type of food we choose also makes a huge difference. Meals heavy in refined carbs or sugars cause blood sugar levels to rise rapidly, then drop sharply, creating the classic sugar crash. That's when you suddenly feel heavy, sluggish, and desperately searching for coffee or an energy boost. Hormones are another key player in this story. After a carb-heavy lunch, your body releases insulin to manage the surge of glucose. This chain reaction also affects brain chemicals like serotonin and melatonin, both linked to relaxation and sleepiness, making it much harder to stay focused at your desk. Even if you eat a balanced meal, your natural body clock still matters. Our circadian rhythm dips naturally in the early afternoon, usually between 1 and 3 o'clock. This biological timing is built in, nudging us toward rest. Lunch just amplifies what your body already wants to do. Think about that classic office scene. Everyone returns from lunch, and by 2 p.m., half the team is yawning. That's not laziness, it's biology. Energy is being reallocated. Hormones are shifting and circadian rhythm is dipping all at once. The afternoon slump is a perfect storm inside your body. Interestingly, not all lunches trigger the same crash. High-protein meals paired with fiber-rich vegetables tend to provide steadier energy, while fried foods and sugary desserts increase the chances of a slump. What you pack for lunch can decide whether you coast through the afternoon or struggle to stay awake. Cultural habits play a role too. In some countries like Spain, the afternoon siesta is built into daily life, because that's when people feel naturally drowsy. Meanwhile, in the United States, workers are expected to power through. But biology doesn't respect work culture. Our bodies crave downtime regardless. Another factor is meal size. Large lunches demand more energy for digestion, pulling resources away from other systems. That's why a giant cheeseburger and fries can leave you yawning more than a small salad and chicken breast. Sometimes it's not just what you eat, but how much you eat. Hydration also matters. Dehydration can make fatigue worse, and many people drink less water at lunch compared to morning. Combine mild dehydration with digestion and circadian dips, and you get that overwhelming tiredness. Simply drinking a glass of water with or after lunch can reduce the intensity of the slump. Caffeine complicates things further. A cup of coffee at noon might help you power through temporarily, but when the caffeine wears off, the crash can feel even worse. That's why some people feel more tired at 3 p.m. than if they hadn't had coffee at all after their meal. Office environments can exaggerate the problem. Dim lighting, warm temperatures, and quiet surroundings after lunch create the perfect recipe for drowsiness. Picture a warm, stuffy conference room at 2 o'clock. Your body is already primed to nap, and the environment just makes it nearly impossible to resist. Meanwhile, movement and posture influence energy levels. Sitting slouched at a desk right after lunch compresses the stomach and slows digestion, increasing fatigue. Standing, stretching, or taking a short walk helps circulation, improves alertness, and signals to your brain that it's not bedtime yet. Let's not forget the psychological side. Many people see lunch as a break, a pause in the day. Returning to work afterward feels harder because the brain is shifting gears from relaxation back to focus. That mental transition can feel just as draining as the biological process is happening inside. The afternoon slump doesn't affect everyone equally. Some people naturally have higher energy in the afternoon, while others crash hard. Genetics, lifestyle, and even sleep quality from the night before influence how strongly you feel that post-lunch dip. Your unique biology sets the stage for your daily rhythm. Stress also changes the equation. A stressful morning meeting might keep adrenaline levels high, delaying the slump until later. But once adrenaline drops, the fatigue can hit like a wave. On calm days, the slump might arrive right on schedule, almost like clockwork, as your body cycles naturally. Interestingly, the slump doesn't require lunch at all. Research shows that even people who skip lunch still feel drowsy in the early afternoon. This proves that the circadian rhythm dip is fundamental. Food makes it stronger, but the body clock alone is enough to nudge you towards sleepiness. Evolution may explain why this rhythm exists. Early humans likely rested during the hottest part of the day to conserve energy and avoid danger. This pattern became hardwired into our biology, so when you struggle to stay awake after lunch, you're experiencing an ancient survival rhythm still active today. Technology and modern schedules, however, don't respect this rhythm. We expect constant productivity, even during hours when our bodies want to recharge. That mismatch creates frustration. People blame themselves for being lazy after lunch, when in reality they're fighting against millions of years of evolution and unavoidable biology. There's also a link to sleep quality. If you didn't get enough deep rest at night, the afternoon slump hits harder. Your body desperately tries to reclaim lost rest whenever it can, and lunchtime provides the perfect opening. Skimping on sleep magnifies every factor that fuels afternoon fatigue. Workplaces that recognize this pattern sometimes build inflexible schedules. Tech companies, for instance, may allow a short nap or an extended lunch break. Even a quick 20-minute nap has been shown to restore alertness, improve focus, and reduce mistakes far more effectively than pushing through exhaustion. Schools also struggle with this challenge. Students often feel sleepy in early afternoon classes, no matter how engaging the teacher is. The slump isn't about boredom, it's biology. Some schools have experimented with shifting lunch or scheduling active subjects like sports in the afternoon to fight natural drowsiness. So what can you do personally? One strategy is to keep lunches lighter, focused on protein, fiber, and healthy fats. Avoid heavy carb or sugary meals when possible. These small choices may not erase the slump completely, but they soften the crash and make the afternoon far more manageable. Another strategy is movement. A brisk 10-minute walk after lunch improves circulation, speeds digestion, and resets alertness. Even light stretching at your desk can reduce sluggishness. Movement tells your body it's still daytime and work time, not nap time, helping you push through the natural rhythm dip. Managing caffeine wisely also helps. Instead of grabbing a giant coffee at noon, try smaller amounts earlier in the day. This way, caffeine supports your energy rather than causing a late afternoon crash. Timing matters. A cup at 10 a.m. can be more effective than one right after lunch. Bright light exposure can reduce fatigue too. Sitting near a sunny window or stepping outside after lunch helps reset your internal clock. Light signals the brain that it's still daytime, keeping melatonin low and alertness high. Even 5 minutes of sunshine can make a noticeable difference in energy. Hydration should not be underestimated. Simple glass of water with lunch can combat dehydration-related tiredness. If you add electrolytes or eat water-rich foods like fruit, even better. Many people mistake dehydration for fatigue, when in fact they simply need more fluids to keep the body running smoothly. Your mental approach matters too. Instead of seeing the slump as a weakness, recognize it as a normal biological rhythm. With that mindset, you can plan demanding tasks for the morning, lighter work in the afternoon, and use simple hacks to keep energy steady without guilt or frustration. All of this reminds us that tiredness after lunch is not about laziness. It's a mix of digestion, hormones, meal choices, circadian rhythm, and environment. Understanding these factors empowers you to adjust your habits, making afternoons more productive, whether through food, light, hydration, or strategic breaks. So the next time you feel that heavy wave of drowsiness after lunch, remember, it's not just you. It's biology. With small adjustments, you can work with your body instead of against it. And that's the secret to beating the afternoon slump without blaming yourself for being tired. We hope you enjoyed this episode of 1000 Why Questions. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share to support the channel. Got a thought or your own why question? Comment below. And if you want more,